Well, alrighty, y'all. Happy Monday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four this Monday afternoon. This very cold Monday afternoon. I say it every day, wherever you're watching Before the Four, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now, today, of course, is a 48 first alert weather day issued because of the cold weather we are feeling across North Alabama. Let's turn over to Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for the latest. Brad?
Oh, what a cold day out there. Everything as expected. In fact, this forecast has been going good for over a week now. We've got the snow flurries out there. The air is really starting to dry out, though, so we should see fewer and fewer showers, snow showers and flurries out there as we go into the evening hours, and we really never expected this to be a problem. The problem may be a distraction if you're driving down the road and see the flurries. Temperatures here just after 3 o'clock. They're not going to get any better. May hit 40 in the shoals, but that's it. 33 in Fort Payne still, man. And the wind makes it feel more like the 20s, and it has all day long. Next 12 hours, the wind dies down tonight. We're going to see some frost out there in the morning, and they're just really, really cold. We're going to be near record low temperatures. I believe the record is 22 in Huntsville, but surrounding areas could see that. We'll fall below freezing around 8 o'clock this evening and stay there for at least 6 hours, so a bitter cold night ahead. The end of the growing season happened earlier today, and just reinforcing it overnight tonight. Veterans Day, breezy late in the afternoon, but for the morning hours, I think we still have a very light wind. That's good news for the flag bearers at parades. Looking at 50 degrees for the afternoon high, parade time temperatures in the 40s, and then 65 Wednesday. We finally turn the clock on at least on the thermometer. 68 Thursday. So nice weather ahead, and that may continue into the weekend.
So we just got to make it through these few days of cold weather, and then it warms up a bit. I am personally not a fan of the cold, so I am happy to see that it'll be warming up as we dive further into the work week. But also, you guys already know the drill. 48 First Alert Weather Extra. That is streamed right here wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. Brad Travis tonight, he will be back here in the streaming center, and he'll have all the latest he is seeing on the radar. You're just not going to want to miss it. It's at 9:30 tonight, and of course, feel free to leave a comment, any thoughts, questions, concerns you might have. Brad Travis will go through those comments, he'll shout you out, and he'll work to find an answer for you. So just not going to want to miss it. First Alert Weather Extra. But now in Fort Payne, last night we learned that 2 were killed in a shooting at a home on Alabama Avenue. Now, court records have now revealed the suspect and the victims of that shooting. Jacob Eugene Mitchum, that's who you're seeing on screen. He's being charged with capital murder for allegedly shooting and killing Alicia Keller and Logan Brown. Officers say they responded to the home on Alabama Avenue in the Fort Payne Housing Authority complex last night around 6. When they arrived, they say they discovered Keller and Brown with gunshot wounds in the kitchen. The 2 were later pronounced dead. Now, Mitchum will be held in the DeKalb County Detention Center, and 48's Will Eldridge is working today to learn more about this incident. He'll have more coming up in our evening newscast, so make sure to stick around. But now in Huntsville, where shots were fired at Bridge Street over the weekend. Now, just after 8:30 Saturday night, police say there was a report of shots being fired near the entrance to one of the shopping plaza's parking garages. 48's Noah Cowell spoke with security guard Jonathan Holloway, who was monitoring the Jared at Bridge Street. He said he heard 10 gunshots fired Saturday night. Police say 1 vehicle was shot into, but there's no word if any buildings were hit. Now, no injuries were reported in the shooting. Huntsville police say there are no suspects in custody at this time. And tonight, 48's Callie Neese will be following up on this situation. She'll have all the latest coming up in our evening newscasts. But now, moving over to Colbert County, where a Killen man is behind bars after allegedly making terroristic threats to Deschler High School. Now, according to court records, Robert Bowman, that's who you're seeing on screen, he was arrested Friday after the Tuscumbia Police Department was made aware of several threats posted on social media. They say he threatened the high school with explosives. The court filing shows the threats were made through Facebook Reels along with TikTok. He's being held on a $10,000 bond. But with that, we're going to head to break, but coming up, continuing to shine a light on local veterans here in North Alabama. And you can always find some worth in music for your cold Monday. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time is over. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, during this Veterans Month, we're continuing to shine a light on those who served here in the Tennessee Valley. 48's Matthew King introduces us to Lieutenant Colonel John Chancellor and shares his incredible story. Let's take a look.
John Chancellor has always had an eye for the sky.
I was 16 years old. I was flying solo in crop dusting, doing the simple stuff. So I had some experience with it.
His ability to fly sent him to Vietnam, where he put his piloting skills into action in a helicopter.
Transporting supplies, transporting people, ammunition, food, whatever they needed. Them, and when they need to be extracted, you did that too.
Chancellor volunteered to serve in Vietnam, where he spent multiple years. Decades later, he still remembers all of it.
We had over half the casualties of the war, and over half the helicopters that were lost in the war were lost in I Corps. It was up to the west of us was Laos, and to the north of us was North Vietnam. And you did a lot of single mission work where I was at. I happened to, for whatever reason, I pulled a lot of single ship missions out along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the border, and supporting some of our special operations business out there. I flew other stuff too, but that was something I got a lot of. A fair percentage of my flying was out there in the mountains.
After years in Vietnam, he continued serving his country. His service brought him a sense of pride. It brought him lessons he still applies today.
And I never thought too often much about it for many years, but as I look back at it now, I realize that it was some pretty serious business that we did. But we got up every day and we went out and we did the job. Freedom is not free. And you know, the soldiers don't do politics. They fight the fight. And if you want to live in a country like America that gives you the things that America does, sometimes there are sacrifices to be made. And so you need to stand up and do your part.
This Veterans Day, he's appreciative to live in a community that embraces veterans, just like Huntsville.
They embrace veterans, and the comparison, well, there really isn't any comparison between where I was at and where I'm at now. This is a comfortable spot to be a veteran.
In Huntsville, Matthew King, 48 on your side.
Incredible story there. And now let's turn over to the good side. And today, it's a city known for its music, such as jazz and rhythm and blues. But you can also find bluegrass if you know where to look. David McManara takes us to New Orleans bluegrass hotspot for a little music for your Monday. Let's take a look.
On a Monday night in New Orleans' Irish Channel neighborhood, the sound of bluegrass fills the back room of Nola Brewing. Musicians circle up with fiddles, guitars, and banjos, while customers sip beer and eat pizza. This weekly pickin' party found a new home here a year ago.
We do a lot of bluegrass music here. It sounded like a great idea. I felt like it was a good marriage to have a bluegrass jam here.
Brewery owner Doug Wallner says the crowd and the music keep growing.
Mondays have become a popular thing here to come see them.
The music started at a different location nearly 20 years ago by musician Jeff Coates after Hurricane Katrina.
So you're wearing a Louis Armstrong t-shirt in a city that's known for a lot of styles of music, not really bluegrass.
For me, it's even sillier because I lived in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia for many years before I moved to New Orleans. And up there, where I should have been playing bluegrass, I was playing in funk bands and rock bands. And then I moved to New Orleans and started playing bluegrass. So I kind of went the wrong way on everything there.
Coates says the circle is open to all skill levels.
It's always been very welcoming. People will help you. You can play quietly until you get comfortable, and then you can, lean in a little bit more as you gain some confidence.
Eric Schmidt is one of the newer players. He joined less than a year ago.
I felt lost for the first probably 3 months, but they were very nice. It's challenging. They push you. That they're getting me to now lead a song, which I never dreamed I would do.
Singer Julie Pfeffer picked up the guitar at age 50.
As a singer, I know I can hold my own in any situation. It took me a long time, but now I can at least play rhythm.
Fiddler Matilda Rosie Marshall calls this one of the friendliest jams she's ever joined.
To me, one of the best parts is just getting to make music with other people and sing in harmony together and create something that's unplanned but really comes together beautifully, and it's like magic when you create it.
And for longtime banjo picker Tucker Baker, it's all about the joy of playing.
But at the end of the day, this is just a bunch of friends playing around, having a really good time.
Twice a month, the group even offers lessons, and that helps this circle grow.
Every time I come here, the circle just gets bigger and bigger, so that's a sign that people are into it.
It's a down-home sound in a New Orleans brewery that's become a growing tradition of music and fun. With the heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 Local First.
Sounds pretty good to me. Awesome stuff right there. A little music for your Monday. Maybe it'll warm you up a little bit. It always warms me listening to some really good music for sure. But now let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. The latest on the government shutdown, hearing from Alabama Senator Katie Britt on the shutdown. The trial continuing this week for a Franklin County woman charged with manslaughter for the dog mauling deaths of 2. And finally, of course, I said it earlier, the latest in weather as we dive further into this work week. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And y'all know what time it is now. It is, of course, time for Facebook Fun and our 48 Facebook question today. Are you traveling for Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving now only weeks away. Hard to believe. Yesterday I got my Christmas tree put up in my apartment, which is crazy. I still think it is a little bit too early for the Christmas season because you got to celebrate Thanksgiving first. That's what I always say, but got my tree up in my apartment and honestly it looks really, really nice. But still, I think it's a bit too early. But let's see, are you traveling for Thanksgiving? That's what I want to know. And let's see what you all had to say. No, thank God. This is Michelle Parker. She said, just me, the dogs, and the cat. Heaven. Heaven on earth right there. Michelle, thank you so much for commenting. Brandon Wilson, he said, yes, he's traveling from the bedroom to the kitchen to the couch and back to bed. As you should. That sounds like an awesome Thanksgiving to me. Desiree said yes to Arkansas to the annual Wings Over the Prairie Festival and Thanksgiving with her extended family. And a lot of other no's I see in the comments here. No to traveling. And then a yes from Corey Spites. He said, yep. But awesome stuff right there. It's so hard to believe we are just weeks away from Thanksgiving. It honestly feels like it was July and then I blinked and now it's already November. Time flies when you're having fun, no doubt about it. But y'all, as always, you had super awesome comments on our 48 Facebook question. I always love looking at y'all's comments and seeing everything y'all have to say. But y'all, that's just about it for today's Before the Four. But thank you all for sticking around your Monday afternoon, watching Before the Four. I hope you all have a great night tonight. Enjoy tonight's evening newscast. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.